Martijn from NOISIA, and I'm going to be showing you a little thing I like to do when manipulating low end and adding harmonics. In Vision 4X it shows what I'm doing and it guides me. So we're going to be playing a simple sine wave in Serum, and we're going to be adding a pitch bend. So what we're going to do is we're going to add some frequency modulation from another oscillator. And what happens, and you will be able to see this perfectly in the spectrogram, is that whenever you add frequency modulation and add harmonics, it will completely take away the consistency of the fundamental. So yeah, once I take this up, especially if you do it shortly, you see that there's a big sub gap there. And if you want to fill that up, sometimes you don't want to fill it up, but if at least now you know that it's there, especially if you do it briefly, you don't really hear that, especially not on speakers that aren't going very deep. And now you know, so you want to say add consistent sub when moving stuff like that, moving harmonics up and down. You want to obviously have sub in to begin with, so we're going to move the phase of this oscillator so that it lines up. If you move it too far, you get double the sub. If it's 180 degrees off, then you get pretty much no sub. So we're going to find the right place for it. How I'd like to show this is, say if you want to go up to this amount of FM and without the sub, and with the sub you want to end up with sort of a similar amount of fundamental, you can have a macro. And sub and FM. Okay, and now we want to compare roughly the fundamental level when you're playing without any frequency modulation and without the sub oscillator, which is, we can tell because by the color, but also down here where you can see it's a roughly -13, and when I add the FM and the sub, it's currently a bit more quiet. So we can either turn up the sub oscillator, or what you can also do is mess with the phase a little bit, the starting point of the other oscillator. So if I'm start it at the exact same point, it will be too much again, like earlier. So we're gonna find the right place for it. Let's be at -13-ish. So this should be it. Obviously, when you're doing this, you will still get gaps in the consistency, because in between these positions, so completely with harmonics or completely without harmonics, in between the phase will be off, so you will get a different value of what would be the ideal amount of sub that you would add. But we picked this spot for the peak of your modulation and this as the low point of the modulation. So as long as those are consistent, the space in between when the FM is completely open will be consistent with when it's not. Yeah, it really helps me to see what's going on when manipulating low end like this, because it's sometimes just really hard to hear what exactly is happening. Even if it's just an approximation, it really helps you make decisions faster and more accurately.